I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Charlie Wilcox is having a bad day, but help is on the way, and his name is Chef Ramsay.
I'm here to rent the apartment.
Suburban Commando.
Honey, it's for you.
It's Hulk Hogan, like you've never seen him before. Skateboarding, child raising, crime fighting.
It's the mailman.
Charlie Wilcox has just discovered the solution for all life's problems.
Leave a message or take a seat. I said take a seat. Funny. That's real funny.
Sometimes I just get carried away.
I'm just your landlord. I bring you an extra bar of soap when you need it. Being a target for intergalactic bounty hunters is a little out of my line. I was frozen today.
Hulk Hogan.
What a nervous guy.
Christopher Lloyd. Suburban Commando.
You got any idea what we're gonna do to you? You're gonna pound my face.
What are you, nuts? This is the 90s. We're gonna sue you.
Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another review, and this is a request, a PayPal request from Bill Bon Jovi. Thank you so much for that. Very nice guy. If anyone's ever interested in sending requests, movie reviews, re-reviews, movie topics, commentaries, whatever it may be, you can do so either directly via my PayPal, or you could join me on my Patreon. The links to both are down below in the info box. If not, no worries, but if so, thank you. And one of the films he wanted me to talk about was Suburban Commando from 1991. And I enjoy this film. I'm not even going to say guilty pleasure. No, I sincerely enjoy this film for what it is. It's a goofy kids film. I think it works for what it's supposed to be. I don't know if this is true, but one rumor is that originally in the late 80s, this was going to be a film with Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger. But then they went off and did Twins instead. And then apparently New Line Cinema bought the script and said, well, we want to do with Hulk Hogan. One thing I thought was weird was directed by a guy named Burt Kennedy. Now, Burt Kennedy, this is a guy that directed comedies in like the 1960s, like Support Your Local Sheriff. And it was weird that you got a guy who directed stuff from the 60s, 70s to do a sci-fi comedy film starring Hulk Hogan. But otherwise, I don't know, it just seemed like a strange choice. And as a kid, I remember this film quite a bit in trailers, because it was the trailer in front of Ninja Turtles 2 Secret Reviews VHS tape. I want to say the other trailer was Surf Ninjas, but I know definitely this one, because they were all New Line Cinema films. And I always remember the bits, whether Christopher Lloyd going, I was frozen today, or this is why I enjoy the film. I think the script is a bit more clever than people give credit to for a silly Hulk Hogan comedy. When he's talking to the guys, oh, let me guess, you're going to pound my face. And you're going to, no, you crazy? This is the 90s. We're going to sue you. I think that is one of them. I think that is kind of a genius piece of dialogue. Are you kidding? This is 90s. We're going to sue you. I think that's really, stuff like that is pretty damn clever. And yeah, the effects are not the greatest at the beginning of the film. The plot is silly. It's a goofy kids film where Shep Ramsey, played by Hulk Hogan, is this space alien commando where he's on this mission against this villain, which I thought the actor who played the villain didn't do a bad job. I'm not egotistical. Proud, maybe, but I'm not egotistical. And Shep Ramsey's shooting lasers and blows up the bad guy's ship. But then one thing leads to another. He fucks up his own ship, and his boss pretty much goes, land on there and take a vacation. And for, I think, 6 weeks, he's going to take a vacation as he's trying to fix up his ship as well on Earth. And maybe a piece of his nostalgia, to be fair, why I enjoy this film, but watching it again, I did not cringe. I remember rewatching a few other flicks a long time ago. I rewatched Three Ninjas and went, eh. I remember seeing it as a kid, but like, eh. Maybe I have to see it again one day. But this one, I didn't mind some of the music. I think the score is fairly good for this type of motion picture. Some of the songs, they're catchy. That I can chalk up to a nostalgia fashion. Boom, boom, ba-dun-dun-dun. It's a nice place to live, but I wouldn't want to visit. It's a nice place to live. Nah. I don't know what it is with Hulk Hogan movies, but for some reason their fucking songs get stuck in my head. And Mr. Nanny, which I'm not really a fan of that one. But the song that gets stuck is, I don't want to go to school. Why do I have to go to school? I don't know why. And then this one is a nice place to live, but I wouldn't want to visit. And that part's by Hulk Hogan. And before I go on, Hulk Hogan, I will admit, as a kid, I was a Hulkamaniac. As a kid, I would watch VHS tapes of Hulk Hogan's like greatest hits and show it like his greatest matches. At least that's what the tape said. And based on that, some that my aunt would tape from TV. I enjoyed his personality. I enjoyed his energy. I do think he could make a good promo. I really do. His matches, looking back, are very basic, but with that comic book superhero style, it did his job what it was supposed to. And it got over big time. And I may not like him as a person, but as a performer, for what he was supposed to do, he did it fairly well. So I'm always a little bit confused as to why his films were not bigger hits, because this guy was the biggest star in the world and kids would flock for his merchandise, but then they didn't give a shit about him in movies. Whether it be No Holds Barred, which I don't know if you... Do you really call No Holds Barred a kid's film? I mean, not really. I'm not a fan of No Holds Barred, but yeah, I don't know if you call it a kid's film. This one in particular is a kid's film, but it's still, maybe Hulk Hogan's popularity was kind of waning at this point. Because I remember there's a Royal Rumble where Sid threw him out and people cheered, and then Hulk Hogan pulled Sid out because he was pissed and people booed. But then moving forward, if you watch it on the network or whatever, they've changed it so that it's switched. So when Hulk Hogan gets thrown out, boo! When Sid Justice is pulled out, yeah! Which was bullshit. Truthfully, it was the reverse. It was the Royal Rumble that Ric Flair won. Maybe at that point, people were already sick of Hulk Hogan. Because Hulk Hogan was at the top since like 1985, and now you're in 1991. I think maybe at this point his popularity was waning. That's why soon after, a few years later, Vince McMahon go, it's okay, you can go, Hulk. And then Hogan left to do Thunder in Paradise. And then 2 seconds later went to WCW and didn't do well as a hero. People forget that. Maybe initially, but not too long. And that's why they turned him heel into a bad guy. And that made him a lot popular again. So when he became a bad guy. Anyway, Hulk Hogan in this film, he does fine. I don't think he's that bad in the movie. For a wrestler, I've seen a lot worse. I'll take this over any fucking thing John Cena does. Again, he's not a fucking Oscar caliber movie actor, but I thought he did fine for what he had to do. Christopher Lloyd, I liked him as an actor from Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Back to the Future. I thought he was fun as the straight-laced guy. Shelley Duvall from The Shining and Popeye as his wife. I've never minded her. It's sad that nowadays she's sadly crazy. And I thought the film had some fun, quite a bit of fun moments. I mean, early on when he's going to Earth, he's talking to his boss and he's asking for a job and he's like, I'll go on a bug hunt with creatures that bleed acid. Of course, that's a reference to Alien, the Xenomorphs. There's goofy stuff that maybe people would view more as sitcom humor, but I mean, I don't mind a decent sitcom from time to time. Like this guy who let this dog out in the sun because he's a dickwad, takes him and puts his ass in the fucking trunk and lets the dog eat it. There's this mime that he keeps thinking the mime is in this force field or whatever, keeps hitting him until finally the guy's like, had it. It's like, no, it's just a gag. Other lines of dialogue, Christopher Lloyd going, my God, I got Darth Vader living in my back house for Christ's sake. Or like little things that did make me chuckle. The paper boy who's a dickhead, and then when Shelley Duvall's down looking, Hulk Hogan throws it right back and hits him, and it's like, bullseye, smart ass. I thought that was funny. Of course, the line I mentioned. Any idea what we're going to do to you? Let me guess. You're going to pound my face. What, are you nuts? This is the 90s. We're going to sue you. As since I've said like 3-4 times, you know how much I liked it. I guess if you're not into the really goofy kids humor, and sometimes that did annoy the shit out of me as well, so I can understand that. But I guess just how it's done, or how the actors work together, or I think some of this was fairly witty. It didn't resort to piss jokes, shit jokes, that type of jokes. It was more scenes like the arcade sequence where the kid's playing a machine and Hulk Hogan thinks it's for real, so he's playing and he wins and he doesn't realize it's just a game, and the arcade machine has had so much that a side opens up and a fucking white flag pops out. Or people are talking and he comes out, ah, shut up, and then the critters are going, he's like, hey, and the critters fucking stop. Or when he's jogging and there's one point where this annoying voice on the car alarm, and then pisses Hulk Hogan off, and the car then, or not really the car, the security thing goes, no, stop, you can stand as close as you want. In fact, you can take the car. I don't know why, I just, in a weird way, it's more subdued compared to other goofy kids movies. In a weird way. I mean, this feels more subdued in a strange fashion compared to, say, a Nickelodeon film. But, I mean, I don't mind goofiness. I love the Three Stooges. I love Ernest P. Worrell, Jim Varney movies, whether it be Steer Stupid or Rides Again or Saves Christmas. So I could be fine, even as an older person, with a goofy kids film. I just think there's a variety of humorous situations and stuff that even to this day I thought made me chuckle. And it was weird seeing stuff. At one point, one of them has what is easily an EPK meter from fucking Ghostbusters. There's this piece of device that someone has taken to try to rob a place, and Hulk Hogan stops it, and he drinks this thing, antifreeze. And then Christopher Lloyd gets accidentally frozen. I was frozen today! Even the ending, a bad guy, well, before that, I should mention the bounty hunters that go after Hulk Hogan. One of them is the Undertaker. The fucking Undertaker. So yeah, if you want to see the Undertaker in a movie, he doesn't talk. Well, technically it does, but it's like a literal kid's voice. No wonder why you guys don't talk. It's silly slapstick. Either you'll groan at it or you'll deal with it. But there's a bad guy at the end. The creature, I think it's actually not that bad design of the creature. You don't get to see it do a lot. I mean, that's the thing. If you look at this film for action scenes, you tell that the director is not a guy who is used to a sci-fi action realm. So you're not going to get anything tremendous or worth in action sequences. Even the sci-fi tech, either you have some shoddy effects at the beginning of the film or stuff stolen from others, like the thing from Ghostbusters. I think some of the weapons is from Masters of the Universe, the He-Man Dolph Lundgren movie. I swear some of them, maybe not, but some of them looked like it. I mean, it's not going to win any awards or anything, but I thought it was a cute, well, that's the wrong word to use. It's a fairly funny kids goofy comedy that I thought Hulk Hogan, for what he was supposed to do, did fine. I really had no problems with him. Christopher Lloyd, I enjoyed. He had quite a few moments that made me chuckle. The soundtrack, almost like paradise. The score was fairly good. Especially the opening. I forget the name of the composer. But the opening had that little bit of adventure quality to the music that I thought fitted fairly well. Yeah, I enjoy Suburban Commando, not in a guilty pleasure way, in a sincere fashion. It didn't go with the dick fart, cot, piss jokes. I thought the movie's a bit wittier than people give it credit for. And even if not, I thought the slapstick was not so inoffensively stupid like a lot of movies today. You sit back, I had a good time watching it again, and I'm not ashamed to admit that. I think this is easily the best film Hulk Hogan has done, or I should say star in. Done, that'd be Rocky 3, of course, because I forget, he's in Rocky 3. That's a great movie. I reviewed that when I did all my Sylvester Stallone movie reviews on the channel here. There's a playlist if you're interested. The only ones I have to redo is Ants and I think Spy Kids 3. But all the other reviews should be on there. But for films that he starred in, this is easily the best. Easily the best Hulk Hogan film that he starred in. Maybe that's not saying much, but I don't even know if this film has a Blu-ray. I doubt it. It's not that fucking bad. Seriously, it's not a 4.5 bad. It's not. But hey, that's just my opinion. I'll take this over a lot of the shit for kids films nowadays. Just me. By the way, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.